Friends, this is very important to understand what is an argument and the distinction between an argument and a discussion. So I can tell you, but I have asked this to one Pradeep Kumar Ramancharla. He is a well-known universal human values teacher. He is a well-known human values teacher. So what he said is, if there is a conclusion to the discussion, then that is discussion. Otherwise, it is an argument. Anyway, he defined it in his own way. So what I'm trying to say is, argument is when, see, argument is also not negative. In fact, see, in lawyers argue. So lawyers, when two lawyers or multiple lawyers argue in a courtroom, the judge would not take it as offensive, or one lawyer does not take the other's argument offensive on a regular fashion, except rarely, if they actually said something really offensive. So why do they not consider argument as negative? It's because they understand that this person is talking about from their point of view and I have to talk about from my point of view. So there is an understanding there. They have educated themselves and that is professional. Okay, they have understood the whole scenario, that they are not the only people in this world, that there is a second point of view, there is a third point of view, there can be and there ought to be, and that is natural. And so one person is putting across their point of view, I have to put across my point of view, and let us see by some pre-established standards whether my argument is superior to the other or not. They have understood the picture. Why are common people not able to understand this? Common people are not common people because most people that you meet today are at least educated till graduation, right? At least in urban scenario, right? In otherwise, at least they in other places, at least they are educated till intermediate, junior college, right? Therefore, it is very important for us to understand argument is also not negative, but I understood what you meant by argument generally. So you don't want just a shouting match, okay? A shouting match is definitely an argument. But if you are offering a point in addition to what has been discussed earlier, you are at a certain point of discussion, in the discussion, you are offering an additional point, then how is that an argument? You are adding something to the discussion, right? And the other person, considering this point that you have already added, considering that person is adding another point, then that is also discussion. It's not argument. Therefore, consistently, step by step, you are adding points, you are contributing to the discussion, you are either giving inputs or processing these inputs better and showing some standards, and you are patiently repeating yourself wherever you have to, wherever the other person requests you. All of this is part of a very legitimate discussion activity. Calling that an argument is only to show that you don't want to participate in this discussion, either because you are losing. See, it's not about winning or losing. But even if it is winning or losing, what is the problem? If you have an honest desire to win, there is no problem. But anyway, because people don't want to take it as that sport, people are not that strong intellectually. Let us even take it off, take that winning and losing thing also off the table. It is to make you understand what I am thinking and feeling in me. I have to put across my thoughts and feelings in words and my analysis in words, and you will have to do it also. Then only I will know. Now, the other objection is, you are going on talking and you're not letting me speak. The second sentence is wrong. I mean, if it is really happening, that is wrong. But you will speak in your turn, right? So when the other person is speaking and that person may have, maybe you have 100 points to say, you will take longer time to say. Maybe I have only 10 points to make. I will take less amount of time, therefore, naturally, mathematically. That doesn't mean you are getting to say more, or you are getting to say more because you have more to say. So whatever you have to say, you have to say. If I have only 10 points, that's not that person's mistake. That is not your mistake. And you have 100 points to make, that is not your mistake. But what we have to see is we have to make all the points that we have. And we have to properly exchange information about our thoughts and feelings to each other. Then have some predetermined standards and basis for analyzing whether you are right or I am right. It's again not about you and me. There is no persons involved here. There is only whether your analysis and argument and feelings, are they right, are they valid, are they superior than mine, superior to mine, right? So this is the kind of way we need to discuss. And if we are willingly discussing, this is fulfilling relationship. Okay, these will build relationships. This is the amount of investment that we all need to put in our relationships. If we don't, that relationship may break any time. And before breaking, there is lot of pain. After breaking also, there is lot of pain. So are we willing to put in this kind of investment? Also feeling secure about the investment. People in relationships are investing a lot. Some people, one person is investing a lot, the other person is not investing because they know, they are foreseeing that this relationship will anyway not last. And that they also know that in the heart of hearts, they don't want to stay in this relationship. So there is a lot of scheming anyway going to happen, but the other person is just blindly investing because they have to trust, and trust is blind, right? Therefore, be blind together, trust it together, be honest together. If somebody is investing, you have to invest equal or more. That is courtesy, that is education. And what are you investing? You are investing in transparency, in accountability, in viability of whatever you are proposing, and in going forward positively. So those people who use the word argument and excuse themselves from the argument or from the discussion, or show flimsy grounds, are either losing or they want to save their face. Suppose a person does not have this amount of education and this amount of rigor, they did not practice to go through all such rigor that I have just mentioned, and now they realize that they cannot form that habit anymore at this age, but they still want to be in the relationship and survive and save face, have self-respect and not feel inferior to you. Then also they resist discussing and this amount of investment. So we need to be able to understand with large heart. And I hope more and more people understand about this. And this is why we have to all enter into newer relationships, especially family to family relationships, very early in life. Very early means not too soon, but definitely early in life, so that we all have energy left. And all the amount of energy and investment that we have put in a person, we should be able to sustain it, because if and when after some years or sometimes decades, if you have to anyway leave this relation, if you have to exit that relationship, what happens to all this investment, years and decades of investment? Is it not? So to stay in a relationship is far better, because you have some value for the investment that you have already made, even if that value is not as much as is expected. Thank you for listening.